All right, welcome back to another video, guys. As we get closer to the release of Starfield, it's right around the corner. It's coming up this week. I will be jumping in as soon as I get my Constellation Edition. Hopefully it arrives on time. I should be getting it for September 1st. And it seems like this is a game that has like so much hype around it. It's going to be such a big generational RPG, one of the biggest first-party Xbox games to be released in a very long time. A lot of people are excited, but there's also a lot of people who are going out of their way to make sure that there is some fear, uncertainty, and doubt about this game up to its launch. And this is another thing that is going around, and it has to do with world boundaries on different planets in Starfield. As we know, the world is massive, thousands of planets, or 1,000 planets plus whatever it is, and you're going to be able to go and travel through space and land on any planet that you want. They are announced that there's going to be modders that now they are going to be able to create planets. So the world itself is going, the scope is pretty much never ending. There's going to be so much imaginative stuff in this game, and I think it's going to last literally for years and years and years, similar to what Skyrim has done. And I can't wait to see how this game expands. Launch is one thing. Everyone's going to be excited to jump in, play through the quest lines and all that type of stuff, and just experience the game. But what else is extremely exciting is that that's just the beginning. We're going to see how this game expands out after that. And one of the things people have been wondering about is when you're traversing the planets, is it just free roam and free range? We know Pete Hines said that you can go out there and you can just explore and do whatever you want. And that seems like it is going to be the case, but there is something going around here about boundaries within these planets. And basically, this is a post that's been going around. There's a leak. It says, basically, planets have a different number of landing spots with terrain limits. One planet might have 3 landing spots, whilst another might have 5. These are your main landing spots with POIs. And then you have another number of landing spot allocations where you can land anywhere. Once again, terrain limit. You can't run all the way around a planet or whatever, and you can't run to another landing spot. Must just be a means to not stress consoles and computers or whatever. TLDR, land anywhere, terrain limits, and then that's it. Now, that is the tweet or the leak that a lot of people are commenting on, and we have a response to this actually, where somebody's playing Starfield. They say, this is such a non-issue. I'm about 30 hours in, and this whole thing is just a giant nothing burger of nonsense. I can't say more without getting in trouble, but this is a very weird hill to die on. And this is a screenshot that's going around where you can see the player is in the region, and it says open the map to explore another region or return to your ship. So basically, I guess they've hit that limit, and they're being told that they got to go back to their ship to continue on or whatever. But this also does missing a lot of context, as this, from what we understand, is a screenshot from a tutorial. So that may not be the exact same on other planets. And it goes on and on and on. Jess Corden even responds to the rumors about this, basically saying that really it is nothing. Here are his replies. He says here that just wait for the reviews. The half-truths being spread are being done in bad faith sometimes. And that is the main thing here that is going on. There is a lot of bad faith around this game leading up to its launch from people who obviously want this game to fail or to put doubt in people's minds. The one thing you do have to keep in mind when any of this stuff comes out, this isn't like a leak that's going to ruin the game for you or anything like that. But the people actually playing the game, people who are reviewing the game, and the people who can seriously comment on what is going on are under strict NDAs. So that's why you're not hearing any real pushback to kind of go against what these negative narratives that are being pushed out there for. So I would say if you're seeing a bunch of this stuff going around, literally just ignore it. Probably means nothing. It's just people who want this game to fail. Jess Corden also says this. He says, like I said, it's not accurate info nor the full story. So there's a lot more to this. And he says, can't say more than that. Really wait for the review embargo to lift, because somebody was asking here. It's a new leaked image on a Chinese forum site. The post said that user walked for about 40 minutes in a straight line to reach it, which, I mean, that alone, 40 minutes in a straight line, it's a decent amount of time to get to that boundary. You're really pushing it if that's a huge issue for you. It says it's possible that the player was in a tutorial area as well, because the words of Pete Hines said the whole planet is explorable. Again, just says that's not the whole story. And Tom Henderson also responds to this, and he says, just getting around to all the Starfield boundary stuff from an article that went up on IG, which I actually thought was fine, and they deleted the article then. So this was an Insider Gaming article, and he says basically planets have a different number of landing spots with terrain limits, and goes over what we mentioned in the other tweet. Then it says you can't run all the way around again, and says not sure why this has been made out to be a big deal, but the console war bullshit never seems to stop on this platform. Reposted as one tweet to avoid confusion. And this was the same thing that I read previously, but just pretty much saying that it is not a big deal. And we go down here into the comments, and this person asks, what has the console wars got to do with this, though? And Tom Henderson responds, because one side or the other always tries to attack each other for that shit that doesn't matter. Just enjoy the console you bought and it's happy days. He says it has nothing to do with consoles and mostly only to do with the fact that people probably thought it was going to be like No Man's Sky. And then they go on and on and on. But basically, I guess the moral of the story is we don't know the full information about Starfield. We don't know any of this. The reviews will come out. But the way this is sounding is that this was something that was put out there where there's an overreaction, and it really isn't going to be a big deal whatsoever in terms of the exploration for this game. I mean, we will see, obviously, when the reviews do drop, we'll see how good people think this game is. They're under strict NDAs, and from everything we're hearing so far, people that are playing it are loving the game itself. So we'll see. I feel like between now and by the time the game does release, I wouldn't be surprised if there are like 2 or 3 more negative narratives that are trying to get pushed out there in order to get people to doubt if this game is going to be good or not. We know the pedigree of Todd Howard. We know the pedigree of Bethesda games, and this is very exciting for a couple of reasons. It's a brand new RPG from Bethesda and from Todd Howard, but at the same time, if you're an Xbox fan, it is a massive Xbox release. It is, in my opinion, that turning point where we are going into just nonstop great first-party games coming out on a consistent basis from Xbox. And Phil Spencer even did mention this, as this was a reset. We're getting Forza Motorsport in October, and then in 2024, a ton of games from Hellblade to Clockwork Revolution to Avowed to the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, all of that type of stuff coming out. Games like Towerborn are coming to Game Pass, which we've seen some video about that now at Gamescom. So lots of interesting things, lots of exciting things for the Xbox platform that are coming. And these entire negative narratives about Starfield, watch out for them throughout the week. And then once the reviews are out, then we will know most likely that all of this stuff that people were trying to spread probably isn't going to have a huge effect on the enjoyability and the game itself. But I will leave the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. We'll be right back.